It's been a while since I've been on here and actually talked about life. Sometimes I feel like people just need to be heard. They bitch and moan, which is fine because that's how we usually deal with shit. That's how we process. We bitch and moan. I only like to bitch and moan when it sounds funny to me. That being said, I'll give you a little update. I don't think I ever really talked about this, but when I got my puppy, Titus, it was hard. It was not fun. It wasn't all cutes and cuddles and we were bonding and it wasn't anything like that. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of trust. It took a lot of telling myself to stop being a fucking drill sergeant and realize that he's a puppy. And there were moments where I was like, does this dog, puppy, whatever, even like me? Do I even like him? Like, what the fuck did I do? Now, I'm not a religious person at all, but I try to have some sense of higher power, spirituality, universe kind of thought mentality as much as I can. And after having this puppy for maybe a month or so, I was just like, you're special. There's a reason why you're here. And we're gonna find out what it is. Now, if I was one of those cutesy people, I would have, changed his name to Lucky, because I was just like, I think this puppy is gonna change my life. I think this puppy, because of this puppy, my life is gonna go in a different direction. But how silly does that sound? And there were moments where I was just like, oh, come on, whatever's out there in the universe, help me out here. Like, help me out, because there was a lot of anxiety. There was how am I gonna help this dog? How am I gonna train this puppy? And what do you know? Things started to get better. But not just with the training, but other opportunities. I mean, I've been in a tiny apartment for way too long, and bringing a large, let's just assume he's gonna be a large dog, forget about medium. He's like 33 pounds and 5 months old, you do the math. But it was just like, we need some change. We need, a bigger place. We need, I shouldn't have gotten a large dog in a Honda Civic coupe. I love my car, but goddamn. And since my apartment was tiny, I was like, I've got to find a way to wear this dog out because my job is very physically demanding, and then I go to the gym and going on really long walks, not to say that I don't walk my dog, but walking a dog or a puppy, I was like, there needs to be more. That doesn't seem to be doing it as far as wearing this dude out. And so I started doing research and realizing that mental stimulation for a puppy is way more beneficial and way more tiring out than a dog. And so I started doing it. I started working with him. I was like, we gotta do training every day, but I gotta chill the fuck out with my mentality, because my mentality is tough love. I'm Gen X and my mentality is drill sergeant, tough love, suck it up, we gotta do this. And he's a fucking puppy. So I kind of had to chill the fuck out too and learn a little bit about myself and calm my fucking anger down and realize this sweet puppy is gonna pick up on that, and that's no way to train a puppy. So I've had to learn a lot myself and incorporate that. And as I continue to train him, I have people, mostly family members, because those are the ones who family gatherings, let's show what he can do, let's show all these tricks, and they're just like going, what the crap, like, why doesn't my dog do that? You need to come out here and teach my dog to do that. You need to come out to my place, teach my all this. And I'm just like, it's not a big deal, it's just tricks. And a little encouragement. I mean, maybe I taught my sister-in-law a thing or two, and she's been using it in her. So it was just like one of those little, maybe this can turn into something, maybe this can become something. And for shits and giggles and jokes, I was like, well, I'm just gonna start a new YouTube page and call it Muscle Up Dog Training, and just start posting videos, shorts, mostly shorts, of Titus from The day I went to check him out at the the shelter, you know, as he's growing and learning and things that I'm learning, just for shits and giggles. I don't know if it'll turn into something. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, who cares? But I figure if I put something like that out there in the universe and kind of like do a little, you know, what do you want to call it, manifesting, that maybe something could happen. Maybe, you know, it could be a side, you know, gig, whatever. You know, you gotta start somewhere. You know, my first dog, she was quite the performer with her tricks, and she loved doing them, and a lot of people got a lot of, you know, enjoyment, laughs from watching her roll over, play dead, all that good stuff. But then it came down to finding a place to accompany myself and my beautiful, huge puppy. And long story short, I got lucky. And there's a lot of potential in this place. Don't get me wrong, it needs a lot of work done on it. But as far as like training and kenneling and stuff like that, it's got a lot of potential. But anyways, I just look back and I'm just thinking, damn, none of this would have happened. Calm down, dude. Did I mention he's become a very good guard dog? Yeah, maybe I should just start calling him Lucky. Either way, you can't really see it that good, but yeah, it's just got a beginning, but if you want to follow, there it is. It's kind of funny to see how far we've come with Titus, but like I said, I'm not religious, but I try to keep some sense of, you know, positive feeling towards something bigger out there. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have to look into what's called, what do they call that? Poor housing? No, that's not it. Let's just say rent's gonna skyrocket, except I won't be renting, so guess you gotta grow up sometime, just kidding. No, it's time to toughen up. It's time to suck it up. It's time to get rid of all the frivolous shit and focus on the next chapter. So that's what's up.